Hello and welcome to the Brent Bruce Daily. Today is July the 15th, 2022. It is 2:06 Central Time, and a lot is going on again. It's hard for me to even keep these reports down to only maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes because there's so much that goes on every day. So I like to point out something here. We're going to look at the home loan interest rates in just a minute and what's going on with those, why they are moving. But take a look at this report. Amazon records an excellent record Prime Day. So that means that people are spending record amounts with Amazon. We also got the retail sales report that came in today, and it was up 1%. So retail sales are up 1% month over month. All these numbers, people are spending tons and tons of money. People are buying things. Part of it is because we're just used to spending a lot more money than we ever used to spend, because so much money has been coming in from so many different sources over the past 2 or 3 years. Now we have massive, massive inflation that we're trying to fight. And that is what is going on with home loan interest rates and the stock market today, is that the Federal Reserve is going to be making their next announcement. The Federal Reserve, in my opinion, will not increase the federal funds rate by 0.75%, which is what most people had been saying was going to happen. On the 27th of July, only a week from now or 2 weeks from now, I believe the Federal Reserve is going to increase the federal funds rate by 1 full percent. All right, that's starting to be more of what people are seeing, because the Federal Reserve continues to get reports, dated as they may be, that are saying that that inflation is out of control. Again, we know that. They're just figuring it out. And now they are trying to put out what was a fire and now is an inferno. So now they're having to come in with full tanker airplanes to put it out instead of being able to put it out with fire trucks. So raising the federal funds rate by 1%. Now, interestingly enough, if you watch this show, you know that increasing the federal funds rate oftentimes actually benefits home loan interest rates, and they go down. All right. So again, if you don't watch this show very much, you might want to go back and watch some of the old videos, because the people that do watch this show know that the federal funds rate going up oftentimes makes home loan interest rates go down. So when your clients are freaking out because of the government, and again, we all know that the Federal Reserve is not the government, but they say the Federal Reserve raised interest rates. That does not mean that they raised home loan interest rates. They do not have direct control over home loan interest rates. They have indirect control over home loan interest rates, but that's for another day. So what's going on then? Because people are starting to hear the Federal Reserve is going to increase interest rates by 1 full percent instead of by 0.75%. Well, it looks like actually that's yesterday's report that we were taking a look at. So what's going on? Well, the stock market, the general stock market, is loving that idea. Look at the Dow Jones is up almost 600 points. Close to 2%, S&P close to 2%, NASDAQ's at 1.5%. They like the thought of the Federal Reserve increasing the federal funds rate more aggressively because they wanted to curb inflation. Now, mortgage-backed securities do not like inflation. Inflation is the enemy of mortgage-backed securities. So what's going on with the home loan mortgage-backed security market? It is improving as well. We are up 20. Green is good. We are up 20 in the prospects, in the thoughts that the Federal Reserve is going to increase the federal funds rate by 1 full percent instead of 0.75%. I mean, if we were talking about this a few months ago now, that the Federal Reserve increasing the federal funds rate by 0.75% was huge. I mean, it was a huge deal. We were just like, oh my gosh. And now they're talking about going to 1, because again, they're trying to put out an inferno instead of a fire. So take a look at these charts here. Notice that when we had this drop here a couple of weeks ago, and we were at this 4.99, things went awry and it dropped dramatically. Look at how it's been sticking to this 25-day moving average. See, technical indicators really matter in the investment community, and the investment community is really who have the large amounts of funds that move markets. And you can see here, breaking through down, up, back and forth. And today we're actually above this 25-day moving average. And if we can stay above it and we have more improvement, then we're going to be able to come up here and hit this ceiling right here at 100.62, then the 50-day moving average. And again, remember that right here, the Brent Bruce Daily scenario, we were reporting a 4.99 interest rate with no points. Okay. Now, yesterday we were at 5.5%. with no points on the Brent Bruce Daily report. Let's take a look at where we are today. We're going to pull up our loan sifter profile. our tool that we use there. And let's go to scenarios and let's click on the Brent Bruce Daily. I have not pulled this up yet. So where are we today? Where do you think we are today? I think we're at 5.3. Oh, I was wrong. I was trying to get that out before that screen came up. I would have figured 5.375 because of having us up 20 basis points. Stock market looks good. It kind of seems like we would have seen an improvement of an 8. Now, here's the thing to watch out for, though. You don't just look at this number over here. Look at this 5.5% is giving us a credit of over a half a point, right? Over 100 is a half a point. So let's open this up and look at 5.375. While it did not pop up, it's only going to cost us $83 to get a 5.375. So practically, realistically, we're at 5.375 because we would say, hey, it's going to cost you $83 and we're at 5.375. So I guess, I was right, that we're at 5.375. And so were you. I'll bet you that you were probably getting to where you know what's going on with this as well. And you could have woken up today. You could have seen the news. You could have seen the markets. And you could have said, well, I don't know. My crystal ball tells me that we're probably at about 5.375 today, at least on the Brent Bruce Daily scenario. Again, other lenders price their business differently than us, but that's where we are. So hope this is making sense for you. Keep in mind that the 27th of July will be our next announcement from the Federal Reserve, and we are now beginning to expect and really starting to highly expect a full 1% increase to the federal funds rate. We'll talk more about that next week. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and share as we are now being featured more on YouTube, and we will move over to that here soon.